What does it look like for a person of a skin of color in the next coming 5 years in the real estate industry?
I think things are starting to change as we can see them. The landscape is changing. As we know our demographic, we've got 80% people of color in South Africa, and we've got a diminishing white minority in South Africa. But the real estate space speaks to something else, where 80% or 83% of people in real estate are white, and only 17% or 16.5% is African. The
Hello family, welcome back to yet another video. Today we are at the Crown restaurant at Taba Iko. I am meeting with other property practitioners. We have a breakfast meeting and we are cooking something great. I am so privileged to be in a property space in this time and in this season. There's so much transformation that is happening. I am so grateful that as a Black person, I am in this industry at this time. So please do stay tuned and enjoy the day with us.
In 5 years, if we structure this thing well, we could do that 1 billion in 1 year. So says Sir Sean Mackerel. We can do it in 1 year. And when he said that, I believed him. Without wavering, without the Afrikaans word, te bewe, nothing at all, I believed him. I said, I know what you're saying. And I was like, it's all about the numbers. We could actually put it together. I had convinced my mind on just hearing what Sean said that it's possible. But who thought the 1 billion was possible? No one did. Who endeavored to do the 1 billion? We did. We did. Some collective here are responsible for that 1 billion. Now we move and say, okay, we know now that we've got this 1 billion. It becomes our foundation. We need it to work for us. What do we grow to next? We then say, okay, we want to at least be part of the top 21 or the top 30 biggest real estate agencies as a collective. Looking at our demographic, it's an inevitable element that we will grow that side. We're not fighting a market that's fighting us. We're going with the market that's going for us. So why not? It's a slippery slope. We just need to be on the slope and we're going to get to the end. You best hang on very tight for you not to get to the bottom. So for us, it's not an incline anymore. It's a decline. And we see it, we see where our market is, we see where our people are, and we're like, we're going to group ourselves the best way we know how, and we're going to tackle this. So what do we then do? We do the 1 billion, and then what do? We nominate one of our own to become a board member of Rebosa. So who do we sit with there? We sit with Dr. Andrew Golding, we sit with Samuel Seif, not Sean Mackerel, Samuel Seif of Seif Properties, we sit with Herschel Jarvis, and we sit with many great names, but there's only 10 of us that sit on the board. And for the first time, we've got an African male under 40 who sits on the panel. I know that we applaud him because we understand what this move is for changing South Africa. For the very long time, Rebosa has been known to be an old white man's organization. Yeah, but I can't be white for anything. I'm proud to be an African child. I'm a child of the soil. I'll never abandon my roots. It's not possible. I will not wake up and be a white person. All inclusive in a changing society, I welcome the change, and I say from this is our next level. When I sit there, I represent each one of you here. I speak for each one. For me to speak for self, I might as well speak in my bedroom. Then I can speak for myself. But when I sit there, I speak for us. I speak for a changing society. I speak for African entrepreneurs, property practitioners, property practitioners with capabilities, abilities, potential. And they have it. And it's time. Goodness, it's time. It's time that we change this industry. So when I sit there, rest assured, it's your interests I'm putting up there. Rest assured. So as a collective structure, it is almost an obligation to then whisper to the people in the clique, if I may, of proceedings that will happen in time. The Rebosa group is intending to meet with the Minister of Human Settlement to agree that the BEE for the big boys should not proceed as a forcible, as legislation, but for the guys to pay in a sum of amount into a trust account where that trust account can be used to aid transformation. So instead of us looking at transformation and saying, let them transform through legislation and force it down their throats, they're old businesses. They're already spoken for, they've got shareholders. For us to try and change it, it's only a matter of just window dressing. So we might as well not go that avenue, but go an avenue of saying, allocate the money. If you willingly give the money, we're blessed to have that money because you willingly gave it. But if we're forcing you to transform, then you're doing it because of legislation. Then what change are we then? We're forcing the change? We don't want to force the change. We know the market is in our favor. We just need to structure ourselves well enough to take over the market. So what do we then say? We say, okay, allocate that money to a trust. Rebosa says yes. We will allocate the money to a trust, which is separate to the transformation fund by the PPRA, where 80 million is held. So we now move and say, the big boys, so the panel of guys there, which are my friends. So I was very, I was almost challenged when I was added to the group where I saw Andrew Golding's number, and I thought to myself, what do I say? Do I say, honorable gentlemen, good afternoon? Or I was like, what's the word to use for this group? Because all of them were like, hi T, welcome, hi T. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I did a voice note. I said, gentlemen, I'm pleased to be here. I'm pleased to be here. Andrew replied and said, T, we're happy to have you here. Andrew Golding, Dr. Andrew, is like, we're happy to have you here. You the guy that can bring about the change. So then they vote that the money that will be allocated to the fund, T must run. Yeah, but I'm not even on their papers yet. I've just submitted the papers. But they have all agreed that, T, if we create the fund, you run the fund. So now we're going to run 24 million. And then they say, the conditions that the people become a Rebosa member, which is what, 25 Rand a month? 25 Rand a month? Really, that Malibu can sponsor everybody, right? For the next 3 years, just for the next 3 years. So what does that mean for industry? It means that our counterparts, our competitors, have become inclusive in wanting us to grow. They're like, but we're doing business. You guys can do business as well. If you guys want to compete not through legislation and policy where you push it down our throats. Do it in a collective manner because you're capable. And on top of that, here's the money to do it. Come on, guys. This is the first time in our history where we willingly are going to receive the money, not through a scheme, not through pushing legislation, but willingly receive the money for the transformation that we need. And you guys have guessed who we're going to start with in terms of the funding. So now we've done that, and we say, where to from here? We've got all this money, and it's coming. What do we do with it? Really, it's a large sum of money, but we need to structure ourselves. Hence the HashMark model. So no one in this room is new to what HashMark is about. And that's the purpose of HashMark. To collectively grow this nationally in such a way that we can benefit from the market. And hopefully make the 1 billion, as Sir Macro has said. And ultimately to become one of the top 21 real estate agencies where our subcomponents are independently owned. So as a realization of that dream, we're going to need to partner with businesses that are bigger than ours, businesses that are more capable than us, and we need to call the best. That's why we have Liesel here. Second to none. You see that I didn't even twitch? Second to none in industry in terms of her performance, her delivery to service, and her team. I've been in an office where we were doing a talk and I was an hour earlier and I watched how the team works, the mechanism, how this lady is responsible for this and passes it on, and I was like, what a well-oiled machine. But please, don't take my word for it. You have to experience it yourself. Liesel's here. And then we still have CBI that's saying, we've been in the trenches, excuse the poor choice of words, we've been in the trenches with you for the longest time. We know what our people need in order for us to grow business. And this is why we've strategically partnered with CBI, because they understand the market. They're in our market. And to grow, we need to partner with partners that understand our market and that are willing to grow our market. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time. And this is HashMark. Over to Tiet.
Okay guys, I'm Dumi and Daisy, and I am from the property circle. All women.
Oh,
I don't
beautiful.
Want I can't deal with egos, you know what I mean? So I just said, let me just stay in my lane, okay? So, and I am so blessed to be here, if I could say. And where I started with real estate was actually from a broken place, and you don't know that, right? Yeah. So I worked at Rawson, so I just left. I got divorced at 23. I was 23. I was married for a year, and I was like, trust me, best decision. So I look back and I'm like, yo, if I stayed here for long, oh my God, you know. But I'm married again, obviously. So I left, and then when I left my marriage, then at 23, it was like a baby, 3 months, and I had to find myself, and I was like, okay, so where to from here? You know, and my mom kept on saying, you're still 23, you're still young, you know, but I just felt like it's over. So I sat down and I'm like, what do I want to do? So I love people, I love talking, I'm bubbly, and I like making people's dreams come true. So I was like, bingo, real estate. So I started walking, I went to SEEF. I'm like, I want to be a real estate agent. They booted me out. They're like, you know this? Yeah, I remember. So I went to, I think it was England and Fall, booted Remax. They're like, no, do you have that? No, then I met a wonderful lady called Estelle Skitter. She was at reception, and I looked at her. I said, I want to be a real estate agent. And she just looked at me. I think she saw my eyes. She's like, what do you have? I said, nothing. she said, so what can you do differently? And I said, I don't know, but I've got passion. And then she said, come to my office, come up. Then we started speaking, and she gave me a chance.
Okay, let me help you. The Dean Comfort Group holds the Directors Award. Okay. The Directors Award, it's the CEO's award. It's the award that is granted to an agency that is able to come on board and basically get running before they're even on board. Okay, so they set an exemplary example to everyone else about how business is supposed to be done. They understand the model, they come on board, and they run. As it is, in their first 3 years of being with us, they were top 3 of the highest producers. So this is what I'm introducing to you. Over to you.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Tsebo Mohadli from #Steam Comfort Properties. We're basically based in Orange Farm, but we do all the areas. Basically, we started real estate in 2018 when we were working for a company selling new developments. So that's when we fell in love with real estate. Then we've been with hashtag since 2022 until today. So we're hoping that we will work well with everyone else, especially CBI, because they are the ones who will be holding our money. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. T. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Hi guys, my name is Lily. I started real estate in 2016 with AIDA, KHP South. I know it's closed now. Yeah, I used to work for FNB, and I left FNB because I was like, I can't do this work anymore. I want to be an entrepreneur. And how I started, they asked me, do you have a car? And I said yes. Yeah, it was me and my friend Udine. We used to both work for FNB and we resigned. I remember we had a client, our first client, Alvieda, and they asked us, where's your car? We're like, we took it for service. Like, can we just go in with you guys? They were like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. Messiah, they were like, hope your car comes back. We're like, thank you. Yeah, real estate has been a roller coaster. It hasn't been like a smooth ride. But I must say, I also don't have anything I said I'd do if I wake up and there were no houses. You know, I don't know what I'd do. And I've been with Hashtag since 2021. Yeah, it has been a great journey. And I'm very privileged to know Uteboho. He always pushes me. Like, I always think I'm a baby. And she's like, no, you are starting. No, you need to do this. No, you need to do that. You have all what it takes to do it. And I'm like, no, but I wanted to do it next year or like now, you know. Yeah, so he's a pusher, and I like him for that. And thank you for the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to work with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Edward. My surname is Marubi. I'm from Marubi Properties. Before I say anything, can somebody say, I arise?
I arise.
I arise.
I arise.
You're not arising alone, but with Marubi Properties, right? All right, Edward, like everybody else, started with Remax to OES. I think that's when I met CBI. This lovely lady here used to come to my office. Edward. I would give her deals, we'll work and do. You know, it has been quite a nice, beautiful journey working with CBI. So I'm actually home with them, you know, and I'm happy with working with them and only them. All right? So I'm happy I feel privileged and honored to be around such giants, you know, hence deep down I'm saying to myself, I arise with them. Amen.
I've known Robert T for more than 15 years, and our paths, I believe, were destined to cross. I just love his vision. In fact, I put a proposal together a couple of years ago about helping to transform this industry. Because being in this industry, I've been a real estate agent myself. I had my own real estate company for 17 years. I had 180 agents, and I know the challenges. I know the struggle. And if I look at the stats, in South Africa, you're looking at 87% of agents get out of the industry in the first 5 years. Yeah. So they're getting in, but they're not staying in. And I don't want to see them leave because it's just such a rewarding and amazing career. And I want to make sure that I'm able to help grow this industry, help you to build stronger relationships with your clients, and help you to obviously grow and scale your businesses. So I've been I'm not going to tell you all about my career. I don't want to bore you with that too much. But I wanted to tell you about where I'm at currently. So I've been coaching now for about 4.5, 5 years now. And obviously it's been growing at a great pace. And I always say when you employ a coach, the coach is there.
I was started on 2021. Yes, Mr. T. I'm still a baby. I'm still learning. So I'm not going to say much about myself because there's nothing much, but I'm looking forward to working with CPI and every one of you guys. Thank you.
Been with CBI for a number of years now. I know a few of you over here, and I'm going to get to know everybody over here. Yes, that's me. Thank you.
I'm Nadia. I'm his girlfriend. I'm Nadia. I've also been with CBI for a few years. I don't know everybody, but I'm looking forward to meet up with everybody and do business with you guys.
Lovely.
I'm Robin. I've also been with CBR for 6 years, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Tell us who you are.
Hello, Lily. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
My name is Robert.
Hi, Robert.
How are you?
I'm good, good.
Very well, thank you.
And what does Robert do?
Robert does real estate, enthusiasts of real estate. I do real estate only.
Okay, guys, this is Robert. He is the CEO of Hashtag Properties
Yes.
Group, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And?
And HashMark.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And he'll be sitting on the...
Oh yeah, that's news. That's news for industry.
Yes,
so Rob T now sits on the board of Robosa. So Real Estate Business Association of South Africa, or Business Owners of South Africa, with their 10 directors. I now form one of the 10 directors. So our objective is to bring transformation into real estate, but mind you, meaningful transformation, genuine transformation, transformation that will allow us to grow generational businesses.
Okay, what does it look like for a person of a skin of color in the next coming 5 years in the real estate industry?
I think things are starting to change as we can see them. The landscape is changing. As we know our demographic, we've got 80% people of color in South Africa, and we've got a diminishing white minority in South Africa. But the real estate space speaks to something else, where 80% or 83% of people in real estate are white, and only 17% or 16.5% is African. The landscape should change, naturally so, but it will change if we create structures that allow people to grow in real estate. What am I talking about? Incubators, accelerator programs, and programs where big businesses exist are able to be supported to then become sustainable. That is where HashMark comes through. Hashtags becomes the incubator where it allows you to come into industry, equips you with the tools for industry to build business, and then you accelerate in terms of adding people, recruiting agents onto your model, and then you'll be able to move to big business, which is HashMark.
Okay, great. Please tell us about the 1 billion that we've all achieved.
Oh, yeah. That belongs to the hashtag group. So the hashtag group becomes the only youth-founded real estate agency in South Africa, white or black, to have ever reached the 1 billion mark. So in translation, 1 billion is massive for us as African property practitioners, but in the grand scheme of things, it's big for Real Estate South Africa, because Real Estate South Africa gives birth to a generation that says, but we can, and we're going to do it, and we do it collectively. And so we've done it. We've reached the 1 billion mark. It is a great mark for us, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still very small. And ours now is to make sure that HashMark can do 1 billion, at least in 1 year to start. And with time, we should be able to do the 1 billion in 1 month.
Thank you, Mr. T. Please be
Thank you,
ready
Lindy.
to see these faces on billboards, on TV.
Thank you.
Everywhere.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
For real estate.